Someone calls Admiral Insurance every 6 seconds for a quote. What a nutter. Environmentalists tell us that every day an area the size of Wales is destroyed. Why is it never Wales? So are there Welsh people in this evening? You're from Wales? Well, don't worry. Do you know what the most common crime is in Wales? No. Hang on, I've got to ask someone about her fufu. It's a long time for a pee, you all right? You're fine? You sure? Is that better? Bless you. Sorry, I was just talking to your friend about being from Wales. Do you know what the most common crime is in Wales? Have a guess. What guess? Sheep shagging? Well, that's rather insulting, isn't it? And to add insult to injury, you're wrong. It's not sheep shagging. It's actually ram raiding. The second most common crime is having sex with a minor. If anyone's offended, just look for the other meaning. You'll be fine. I bought my girlfriend a book called Cheap and Easy Vegetarian Cooking, which is ideal for her because not only is she a vegetarian, she's reading a book at the moment called Women That Love Too Much, which I think could have the title shortened to Sluts. My best mate's girlfriend is 6 months pregnant. They said, "Do you want to feel the baby?" On reflection, I think they meant on the outside. They say travel broadens the mind, except with Americans, which tends to widen the arse. A lot of people quote the fact that only 10% of Americans have passports. The thing is, they say it like it's a bad thing. Don't get the wrong idea, I've got nothing against Americans. Just one came up to me after a show a couple of weeks ago and said he thought I was patronising. I said, well, I think you'll find that's pronounced patronising. It means when you talk down to someone. Don't worry, I'm not being condescending. I'm far too busy thinking about important things you wouldn't understand. I'm not sure if you're aware of this. Did you know you're 10 times more likely to get mugged in London than you are in New York City? It's because you don't live in New York City. Well, what I like to do, I've done a couple of interviews on television. I've done sort of Des O'Connor, I've done Parkinson, and I was all right on them. I was fine, but I wasn't brilliant on them, and I'd like to get better. So what I like to do is to kind of practice with a member of the audience doing an interview. Now, would anyone like to interview me? Yes. Right, her. What's your name? What? I tell you what, we'll discuss it down here, because it sounds to me like you don't have a proper name. But Lady in the Blue, as you will now be known, you want to stick a mic on her? Unless you're busy. Unless you're busy standing by a door. Well, I'll be honest, she could get up as well. Christ. Thank God she could get up, because that... Come over here. Come over, sit down. Hello.
I thought I was sitting in my own chair.
You thought you were sitting in your own chair? Unlucky.
I thought it was a joke.
You thought it was a joke? Well, it sort of is.
Great.
Have you not seen a pattern emerging? There's a little list of questions. What's your name?
Oh, I don't make up my own questions.
You can make up your own, yeah. Feel free.
My name is Blonid.
Blonid?
Yeah. It's Irish.
It's Irish for what? Typo?
I'm not going to tell you what it's Irish for.
What is it Irish for?
Flower.
That's it, yeah.
Flower?
Yeah.
What kind of flower?
Little flower.
Not self-raising?
No.
No. Little flower?
Little flower, yeah.
Blonid.
It's not difficult, yeah.
Is it spelled... Oh, well, fair enough. I don't want to sound callous or unkind or cruel, but the Children of Courage Awards. How much courage does it take to get poorly? All I'm saying is, maybe we could just change the name to the Children of Horrible Misfortune. That way we could include ugly children as well. If anyone's sitting there thinking, I really didn't like that joke, I don't like the subject matter, I didn't think it was very funny, Imagine how it went down at the Great Ormond Street Gala. Well, comment your hair. What? I'm just saying. I like the Spice Girls as much as the next man, but I can't help noticing you've got a tattoo on your. Well, it's your boob, isn't it? Really? It sort of draws the eye. What is that exactly? It's a rose on your. As if boobs aren't fun enough as they are. She's thought, I'll tell you, I'll brighten these things up. No fella's going to like these. What do guys like? They like flowers, don't they? Yeah, I'll get a picture of a flower. Did you not think, what do you like? What kind of thing? You look like the sort of bloke that like cars and guns and tanks. Get a nice tattoo of a tank on your tip. Lovely. He could be, you know, and going, oh, is that a Sherman? All right, little flower. But I just worry on the DVD, if you're watching this back home, I can pronounce blonde. Why? Blonde. Go ahead. Kick off. Ask anything you want, actually. I've got those there, but you know.
Do you want me to speak from this? Really? Do you want me to ask these questions?
It's not complicated.
Okay.
Right back at you. I don't know if anyone's got this. There are lots of couples in this evening. How many couples do we have? Quite a few. By show of hands. How many do we have by shouting out? Hundreds. Brilliant. I'm wondering, does anyone have this arrangement in their relationship? It's becoming ever more common now for couples to have an arrangement whereby they're totally faithful to each other, but they've got a clause whereby if one of them was to meet a certain celebrity, they would be allowed to stray. Has anyone got that going on in their relationship? Who have you got?
You.
Right. I noticed that you're sitting next to a lady. You're going to do what when you go home? She's going to kill you? Right. Or strap one on and fuck you, certainly. One or the other. Anyone else got one? You've got one. Who have you got? Jim Carrey. All right. You might be up for it. And who's your boyfriend got? Anything, I'm not bothered. What? Sorry? Anything good looking. What, bit of a change? Yeah, lovely. You can't say that. The reason I mention it is because I've got an arrangement with my girlfriend whereby if I ever get the opportunity to sleep with Kylie Minogue, she can fuck off. Are you all aware of what snowballing is, the sexual practice snowballing? One bloke down. Who was that down there? Quite proud of that. Well done. Everyone else, none the while. OK, well, I'll explain. It says something about you. Snowballing is a sexual practice where, having administered oral sex, your partner doesn't spit or swallow, so much as return to sender via a kiss. Oh, you're looking shocked and appalled as I explain that to you. Let me assure you, I found out the hard way. And it does raise an interesting moral dilemma. Should you spit or swallow? Well, if you really love yourself. So I can see some friends of mine up there, and you're explaining that to your mum. Brilliant. Oh, what a brilliant day out that will be. What a lovely drive home. So this snowballing thing. See, my favourite news story of the last year came from America. I'm sure you all saw this story in the papers or on TV. It was a story about a man in Utah, an American man, who he was out rambling in the wilds of Utah, the beautiful desert landscape, and there was a rock fall, and he got his hand trapped underneath a massive boulder, and he had to sever his own hand in order to walk to freedom. Incredible story about human courage and spirit. Did you all see that story? Well, I can't believe anyone saw it and didn't ask themselves the question, because I think it does beg the question, would I be able to do that? I've given it quite a lot of thought, and I think, yes, I would be able to do that. What do I care about an American's hand? If it's life or death, I'll cut his fucking head off. The other story that sort of tickled me from America, not quite as inspiring, I'll be absolutely honest with you, was the story of an English woman and an American man. This made the papers earlier in the year. They were flying from JFK to London Heathrow, never met each other before, flying in first class. They just knew each other for 8 hours, and they were arrested as they came into land at Heathrow. And the reason they were arrested was because the lady was filleting the man. I mean, sucking off. Yes, as they came into land, the lady was filleting the man. I myself prefer a boiled sweet. I just can't quite imagine how that happened. Presumably, at some point, she turned to him and said, "My ears are popping. Have you got a boiled sweet?" And he said, no, I haven't, but I've got an idea. I've gone for some comedy T-shirts, which I'd like to show you. They're just up here. Actually, you know, the comedy T-shirt, it's an underutilised medium, in my opinion. Hang on. What? It's a perfectly normal thing to do. Sell a bit away, you know, the Rolling Stones do it, why not me? This is the first one that I did. It's, I'm a stupid, what do you think? It says I'm a stupid, so you can wear it, and the person next to you, You know, I'm a stupid. It's got jimmycarr.com on the sleeve, I'm a stupid. On the back it says, the National Association of Special Needs Carers. Who thought that was it? It says, my girlfriend went on a UN-sponsored trip to investigate child labour in the Far East. And all I got was this lousy T-shirt. See, there's a very serious issue there. Children as young as 10 are working, you know, 80 hours a week in sweatshops in the Far East, stitching trainers. I wouldn't mind, but it's the workmanship that suffers. This one's rather predictable, but it's kind of fun as well. It's the Christian Alliance Against Bad Language. Can fuck off. Got another religious one now, but for a reason. This is the best-selling T-shirt ever in the world. Jesus loves you. It's the most popular T-shirt ever. Jesus loves you. He's not in love with you. I was going to go for he's not fussy about looks. I thought no. Incidentally, if we're all God's children, what's so special about Jesus? This is love hurts. It's a nice sentiment, isn't it? Love hurts. Sort of shows a sensitive side. Love hurts. Try a lubricated finger. This takes a little bit of explaining. It's True Love Waits is the slogan. It's the slogan of the Promise Keepers. They're an organisation in America that believe in holding on to their virginity and chastity until marriage. Britney Spears was a member. I think there's some footage of her leaving on the internet. Anyway, their slogan's True Love Waits. I thought, True Love Waits is such a lovely slogan. It deserves a T-shirt. True Love Waits. Pulls out and comes on her tits. Well, I imagine you're getting the hang of this by now, so, you know, try and guess this one. It's see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. What do you think? No idea? See no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. Rohypnol. I bought one of those round-the-world air tickets, £1,200, amazing value. 37 hours later, I arrived back at Heathrow. A lot of people say modern art is pretentious, but I look at it like this. Boxers don't have sex before a fight. Do you know what that is? They don't fancy each other. If you eat a lot of spicy food, you can damage your sense of taste. When I was in India last year, I was listening to a lot of Michael Bolton. This is the first one that I placed. I put it in the personals. It's incurable romantic, seeks filthy whore. This next one's sort of the basis for all small ads, in my opinion, in the personals. Good-looking, athletic, Notting Hill-based movie star, millionaire, seeks gullible stunner. Now, have we got anyone in from around the country? Is there anyone in from the north? Oh, quite a few of you. Oh. I ask you, what's the point in having a north-south divide if you're not going to police it? It is a peculiarity of the United Kingdom that people from Liverpool tend to think people from Manchester are a bunch of and vice versa. People from Manchester think people from Liverpool are a bunch of When will they realise? Sorry, I should apologise, really, because I've used the C word rather a lot so far this evening, and I know a lot of people, especially the ladies, let's be honest, find that a little bit offensive. There is, of course, an alternative to cunt. I don't mean up the arse. No, are you all familiar with the phrase, see you next Tuesday? See, it's the polite English way of saying the C word so as not to cause too much offence. Although, ironically, I can't think of too many situations where you want to call someone a cunt but you don't want to offend them. Sort of what I like about it. Right, the encore. I suppose I better do some more jokes. Really? How many do you want? 10? I could do 10. Should we count them down? Yeah, all right, why don't we count them down? Fuck it. I've got a friend, she's got a theory. She reckons the way to drive a man wild with desire to nibble on his earlobes for hours and hours. I think it's bollocks. One. Hang on, all together or not at all? One. Oh, we've got to do this 10 times now. I've talked myself into a corner. Right. My mum told me the best time to ask my dad for anything was during sex. Not the best advice I've ever been given. I burst in through the bedroom door saying, "Can I have a new bike?" He was very upset. His secretary was surprisingly nice about it. I got the bike. 2. This next one doesn't have a phone number. I just wanted to get the message out there. Does anyone else think there's something not quite right about Gary Lineker? This next one, well, might be handy for some of the front row. I put it in the lost section. Lost. Virginity. Yes, get in. Does anyone here read Private Eye magazine? Oh, quite a few of you. Right. Well, you can attest to the fact that these small ads in the back of Private Eye are mental. They're the most mental thing I've seen. It's full of people saying things like, "I'm just doing a law degree and I need £5,000 to complete my thesis." And then bank account details. It's the Everest of optimism. I thought I'm getting in on that action. I placed this. Needed, 20k, no questions asked. Then 2 weeks later, when no one came up with the money, terrible, I put, all right, 10k, one question, nothing personal. I'm willing to compromise, I'm a reasonable man. Now, there's a for sale section in all of these magazines around the country. Hitachi washing machine, DX250, under warranty until, kill them all, February 2004, in perfect working order, £180 on nearest offer. The reason I'm so pleased with that is because I phoned it in. And the only thing the operator said to me was, "Is that 4 kills?" Yeah, fine. For sale, holiday photos, choice of ski, sun or city break. Ideal for anecdote or alibi. For sale, bonsai tree, large. The other thing I've got quite interested in, nay, obsessed by, is the, you know the adverts you get on railings at busy intersections in roads? Up and down the country, you get them all over the place. You've all seen those, yeah? What kind of nutters are replying to those? What people are out of work and they're thinking, yeah, the railings, that's the answer. Not a job centre or a friend of a friend. I'll just go with the railing. Anyway, so I thought what I'll do is I'll set up some of my own. I'll put them up around West London, and I'll see who calls. Nutters, it turns out. I needn't have bothered my arse. But I'll take you through some of the ones that I did anyway. Get rich quick. Simply set up a premium rate phone line. To find out how, just call 0900. Lose weight fast. Fed up of dieting and exercise? Incredible results guaranteed. Try amoebic dysentery. Is your memory letting you down? And what about your memory? Is it letting you down? Call for an information pack right now, before you forget. I went to the races last week with a friend. He said, "Don't back the heavily handicapped horses." I said, "I'm not a fucking idiot." I know that for them, it's all about taking part. In their own way, they're all winners. In Pizza Express, you can now get garlic bread with cheese and tomato. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, that's a pizza. Well, 4 and fuck off. Not you. A lot of people say that men with big flashy cars have got tiny cocks. Am I the only one that reckons that women with spastis and people carriers? Well, clearly not. There was a worrying moment there where I thought I was going to have to say bucket fanny. Thankfully, that's been avoided. I went up to the airport information desk. I said, how many airports are there in the world? She said, I don't know. I went up to the check-in desk. The girl said to me, window, seat or aisle? I said, window, seat or you're what? Are you threatening me? She said, no, calm down. Window, seat or aisle? I said, I'll have a seat. I bought one of those round-the-world air tickets, £1,200, amazing value. 37 hours later, I arrived back at Heathrow. I remember before J-Lo, before the term ghetto booty, when we used to just call it a fat arse. Of course, J-Lo's had her bum insured for $10 million. Don't know if that covers contents. I was talking to my nan about Ant and Dec. She said she didn't know which one Ant was. I said, do you know which one Dec is? She said, yeah. My girlfriend asked me recently one of the big questions in life. She said to me, do you want to have children? I thought about it. I thought, God, is there any truer expression of the love that you have for another person than to have a child with them? Because really that is a bond that lasts forever. It's not like getting married. Marriages break up. But having a child together, you know you're going to be bonded through that child for the rest of your life. And then I thought about the money. I thought, how expensive is it bringing up a child? It's apparently the most expensive thing you can do. It costs £100,000 to bring up a child up to the age of 18. It's an incredible amount of money. It's not like buying a house where you can sell it on. It doesn't appreciate, that's just gone. And then I thought about the education of the child. Would I send it to state school or private school? I'm doing all right. I might think about private school, but I'd probably end up sending it to state school. And then, you know, maybe I'd compromise on that, become a bit of a hypocrite, end up reading the Daily Mail, going to parent-teacher meetings, becoming my dad. It'd be awful. And then I thought more about, well, why am I thinking about having a child? Why don't I think about adopting a child? Isn't it just about the family unit and love, rather than just having a little mini-me running around the place? And then I thought about how much it would mean to have my family name live on. And, you know, what that would mean to my nearest and dearest. And then I thought again about the relationship with my girlfriend, how that would change, how I'd probably end up calling her mum or something, you know, would really sort of change that. And then it would change my life, it'd probably ruin it. Anyway, I sort of weighed up all the pros and all the cons, and in the end I said no. Of course, by then I'd come. Luckily, all over her tits. Ladies, if you get a burning sensation when you pee, it could be one of 3 things. It could be cystitis, it could be a bushfire, or it could be someone's talking about your vagina. When it comes to charity, a lot of people will stop at nothing. I saw a charity appeal in The Guardian a couple of weeks ago, and it read, little Zuki has to walk 15 miles every day just to fetch water. And I couldn't help thinking, she should move. Men tend to fall asleep directly after sex. All I'm saying is, maybe for women, put a bit more into it. Sorry, that's not meant to be misogynistic in any way. I was reading in Tits and Arse magazine. Very interesting and informative article. It was about the difficulties of asking your partner for anal sex. It was entitled, What if she takes it the wrong way? Sorry, I can see you're shifting uncomfortably there. I didn't mean to offend you. I'm sure whatever you decide about anal sex, I'm sure he'll be right behind you. It's easier to get forgiveness than permission. Just thought I'd slip that in. Actually, there was a story in the paper earlier this year. There was a story about an Englishman arrested in Ayia Napa for taking advantage of 3 girls by putting Rohypnol in their drinks. What's the world coming to? In Ayia Napa. You're telling me Rohypnol is now cheaper than 3 Bacardi Breezers? Now this one, this is a picture that the man on my right, your left, is on fire. Can you all see that? He's on fire. Special Olympics torture arrives. I did briefly consider the phrase flame retarded. I thought, no. Let's not get out of hand. Well, this is the last one I'm going to leave you with this, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a pleasure talking to you this evening. Obviously, this is it's a lovely T-shirt. World's best dad. I don't know, are there any dads in? Yes. Yeah, this may be a nice thing for you to wear around the house. World's best dad. Nice, you wear that with pride. World's best dad. I fucked your mum.
Which is your greatest regret?
Well, they say that you should regret the things you have done, not the things you haven't. But my greatest regret is something that I didn't do. It's a girl called Barbara.
Which words?
Sorry, do I look like a wife beater now because she's crying?
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. I think I might be giving her an orgasm. I'm not. I've never seen it before. I've got no frame of reference.
No, don't worry, you're not.
You'll never go.
Which words or phrases do you most overuse?
Hello, I'm Jimmy Carr. All I'm saying is, when you think about it, can I park here? Is it in yet?
Where do you get your ideas from?
I think it's the cerebellum, but it could be the frontal cortex.
Could be.
I'm not sure.
Which book changed your life?
Heidegger's Being and Nothingness.
What is your most embarrassing
Well, hang on, there's more
moment?
to that. Feed line, punch line, then we move on.
Okay, go for it. Okay, what is your favourite record of all time?
Well, it's a different question. Go back to the book, damn it.
Okay. What book changed your life?
Heidegger's Being and Nothingness. Before I got that book, we had a wonky table in the kitchen.
What's the worst heckle you've ever had?
I was probably I was doing a gig in Bristol. I told a joke, not a brilliant joke, it was all right. I said, has anyone in here been caught thieving in the Middle East? Let's have a show of hands. And a bloke about 4 rows back held up a hook. Properly Abu Hamza style.
Oh, right, yeah.
And to my eternal shame, I said, give him a big hand.
I'm going to edit all this out.
Well, your bits, yeah.
How do you relax?
I put Smarties tubes on cats' legs and make them walk like a robot. If I'm really tense, I make it go down the stairs. They get a bit confused.
Yeah.
A cat looking confused is brilliant.
Okay.
Little face.
What makes you angry?
When I can't get the lid off the Valium.
Okay. Which historical figure do you most admire?
Joan of Arc, lovely tits.
What's the one thing you'd like to do before you die?
Kylie.
So predictable.
Cats have got 9 lives, which makes them ideal for experimentation. A dog is for life, not just for Christmas. So do be careful at the office party. Watching sex on telly with mum and dad, that's embarrassing. I didn't even know they knew to use the camcorder. A very common male fantasy is to have 2 women at the same time. One to cook, one to clean. Easy there, I'm joking. They want to fuck them. I live quite near a special needs school. There's a sign outside. It says, slow children. I thought, well, that can't do much for their self-esteem. But look on the positive side, of course, they can't read it. I've sponsored a child in Africa. She's got the Jimmy Carr T-shirt, the Jimmy Carr hat. But I worry, is it doing any good? I've not got any more bookings. I was out last week collecting for a sponsored walk. In the end, I managed to raise so much money, I was able to afford a taxi. I tell you what, just before the end of the show, ladies and gentlemen, you know, we've had a fun night, haven't we? Yeah. That was quite a good laugh, I thought. I enjoyed myself. Fuck yeah. No, it's been really nice. Thank you very much indeed for coming out. I don't want to bring you down at the end of the show, but I'd like to just tell you this. It's quite a frightening fact. I'd just like to end on this. I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but if you took all the money that we in the West spend on food in just 1 week, you could feed the third world for 1 year. Now, I don't know about you good people, but I can't help feeling we're being overcharged for our groceries. I've been Jimmy Carr. Thank you very much indeed. Cheers. Thank you very much. Hello, I'm Jimmy Carr, and I'm announcing my new tour. It's called Jimmy Carr Laughs Funny, because there'll be laughs and it'll be funny, and because I laugh funny. Come and see me. Go to jimmycarr.com for details, dates and tickets and all that kind of thing. You know how to buy tickets. Go and buy some tickets.